Good evening, everybody, or good afternoon, good morning, depends on where in the world you actually are, doesn't it, I guess. We're back with streaming. We're going to be playing some Assassin's Creed Valhalla today. Why? Because of course we are. I mean, we've got a little bit of grinding left to do until we get to, like, power rating 400. And I don't know if I'd call it grinding. It's not really a grindy game. It's just, just doing bits. I wouldn't call it a grindy game, just a long one. It doesn't feel like you have to go off and grind. It just feels like it takes forever. I feel like there is a difference. Yeah. Has anyone seen the Godzilla trailer? I have not. No. Let's continue exploring. So I was thinking, I want to get to power rating 400. Because that seems like a cool number to hit. And at the moment, I think we're on like 392. And that's pretty cool. Do you have Excalibur? Yes, I do. I also have Mjolnir for some reason. And also, this weird Isu bow thing. I saw a video by Joraptor showing how to get that. And it's a really weird thing. It's like you have to do it an exploit way. Apparently there is a legit way to get this bow. But nobody has done it yet, according to Darby McDevitt, and that's weird, if you ask me. So I'm just running around with 3 pieces of Eden in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because apparently, yeah. Fuck, I'm here. Hello, fuck, you're there. How you doing? Is life treating you well? I hope so. Now. Finally gave AC Valhalla a decent chance yesterday after wanting to dislike it at first a month ago. Very much enjoying it. So let's have a look, see what rank we're up to. We're power rating 392, which means that, we need to get to power rating. We need to get to power rating 400. Like that is the goal. I think if we do that by the end of the stream, that'll be good progress. Do you think Valhalla's top 5 AC games? No. It's not a case of the quality of the game, it's just a case of you're not an assassin. It's not a bad Assassin's Creed game, it's a very good Assassin's Creed game. I just feel like it can't be in that top 5 because you're not an assassin. James Rostron, cheers for the super chat, gamer. It's massively appreciated. Now, yeah, it's one of those gaming times. There's new rumours about the Assassin's Creed game. It's going to be in India. Let's go. I saw those rumours. I don't believe them. But if they do turn out to be true, I'm not against it. I reckon India would be a cool setting for Assassin's Creed. Like a really cool setting. There's just a key there, apparently. Thing is, though, there's not a key there. Isn't that so weird that there's... Hang on. Business notice. You have come to the domain of Maximilian of Londinium, the city's premier collector of ancient treasures, despite what the deluded Octavian claims. This is that little world event where you discover that his actual name is not Octavian, but rather Osbert. Man's named Osbert, and everyone thinks that's okay. I think there is a very much so a not okay about that. So yeah, now I'm going to find a way in. An actual way in, because that key there is no actual key there. So yeah. Now, let's go to meditate. Do you think they'll get rid of the RPG style? I think eventually they'll clock it and be like, shit, this isn't actually that good for us. I don't know. I think they will eventually get the idea. Can I hit it through that? You can't shoot through these, even though there's no reason why an arrow would be caught in bars that wide. Like, look, an arrow should pass through that just fine. It just doesn't. I feel like this is broken somehow. So yeah, time according to the rumor will be during the India was getting annexed by Britishers and Dutch. Yeah, but I've seen the rumors, and I don't think it's real. I've seen it. I know what the rumor is. I just don't think it's real because it doesn't. Well, I mean, why would they go back to a colonial game? We've got a lot of colonial Assassin's Creed games. Ubisoft want to have as much variety in what they're doing as far as historical settings as remotely possible at this point. Like, I don't think Ubisoft and variety go well in a lot of situations, but when it comes to their historical settings for Assassin's Creed, they don't want to do something they've already done because I think they just want to sell on the setting, and an India setting would be great. Don't get me wrong. How do I? Yeah, there you go. I just don't think that's real purely because it's not that it's out of nowhere, it's not the rest of it, it's that it just seems so fake leaky in the sense that when it was posted on 4chan, it came with a map, and I feel like if there's one thing that a legit leak will never do, it's try to validate itself. It won't. If leaked information won't give you a screenshot, they won't give you anything. If there's nothing, they won't give you anything. Like they won't give you any artwork or anything like that. They won't give you concept art. They'll just give you the news. They won't even go, believe me or don't, that's up to you. They won't do any of that. They'll just say, next Assassin's Creed, bam, 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 this, done. And usually it's small bullet pointed information, nothing too major either. The more detail it is, the more likely it is to be bollocks. And that one stinks of bollocks. I'm not saying it's 100% fake, I don't know that. And I have been stung before going into that territory. The worst event to happen in the days of mankind. The Gleemen have broken their bonds of friendship and position. I heard that it was all the fault of the wicked ostrich. She made her way among their numbers and turned Wolf and insane upon each other like wild dogs. I can only drown myself in woe and hope for blessed... Oh, I just chefed the man. Tattlerag, ja. The word is the Kinwolf ran afoul of the guards and now croons from his cell. Someone thought they saw Kit, but it was just some nun taking alms for the church. Stain's still playing venues near London, Rich. Critics have been saying her new stuff is mushy rubbish. Cool. I get the vibe these are all going to be things that... Yeah. Do you think there could be 100% completion on this game? There is no like percentages there to tell you how much you've done. It's kind of like part of the psychological manipulation. Oh god. Oh, I'm yawning a lot and it's breaking up my speech, I'm sorry. Of an RPG, it's like you never know when you're done. You're done when you say you're done. That's what makes it a role-playing game. This is so ridiculous. I'm just running about with a sword and... Like... I've got Excalibur, Mjolnir, and this random bow who I killed that man with. I'm just going along with all sorts, really, aren't I? It's the best set to use Excalibur with. Ah, fuck! It's the. Why are there so many? What I don't understand is what I'm supposed to do here. Like, I don't get it. Like, I'm supposed to do something, but I don't know what it is. I know that these pots, right, if you shoot them, you will vomit.
Oh, this place is cursed. I never should have entered.
I don't actually know what I'm supposed to do with this thing. But there's just these world encounters in London that make no sense to me.
Oh, this place is cursed. I never should have entered.
Garum shipping plant. Labour is needed. We have need of hale men and women for our warehouse. Each labourer will be compensated with 50 silver a week and 3 bottles of garum. Ugh. Do you think this game is worth the money? You definitely get your hours worth, and it's not a bad game. There's a lot to like about it, and I like it a lot. It's not a perfect game. It's a Ubisoft game. I think if above all else, it's pretty pedigree Ubisoft in the sense that it follows their open world design, at least in their new RPG sense. And I'm not 100% a fan of it, but the game itself is enjoyable, and I had a good time with it. If you think it's worth it, it's up to you. I think if it were, like, I would say for me it was, but that doesn't necessarily mean it is for you. You know, like, you also got to remember that there is a bias in when I say that, because Ubisoft sent me a code for the game, and I won't pretend that they fucking didn't. But cheers for the super chat, Rich Hobo. It's massively appreciated, gamer. I'm either right, okay, I'm either burping, yawning, or farting. That is me. Die, rotten. There is no in between for me. It's always one or all. Sometimes I do them all at once and then piss. Mongol setting would be cool. Just don't touch Japan. I could do Japan. I just don't think they'd want to do it anytime soon, because Ghost of Tsushima would eat it for breakfast. Because Ghost of Tsushima is literally the best Assassin's Creed game in recent years. It's not even Assassin's Creed. It's got the best Assassin's Creed combat of all time, because it's got combat that actually feels satisfying and would work for Assassin's Creed. It's just not in there. It's not trying to be Assassin's Creed, though. It's just if Assassin's Creed did go to Japan, that's the game they'd be competing with, and they won't win. Maybe being Ubisoft, they'll get sales, but it won't reflect too good having this benchmark in that area.
Sounds like a sheep, and not a happy one. That sheep will be torn apart if I do not do something. Benton! I'm not.
Where's the sheep? Fenton. Oh, there's the sheep. It's all the world events that nobody can be arsed doing. That's what I'm doing. This combat is not the best. I drop kicked both wolves I literally drop kicked and belly flopped these wolves to death.
Are you Fenton? Your master is calling you. Maybe it will come if I whistle. Zunu, guide me.
Come on, Fenton.
The sheep follows my whistle.
It just fell off.
Keep up, will you?
Come on, Fenton boy. That's a happy sheep, that.
There you are, Benton. You have escaped for the last time, you walking mutton chop.
Oh no. A cutscene. This can never be good. They're gonna do him in.
Hold still, you woolly git.
Did he just
I went through all that just so you could kill that poor beast.
murdered
Might be
Fenton?
ill afford to slaughter a sheep for victuals, but the Elderman demanded it, and I must obey.
Between you and me, I've been dying to murder this bastard for ages. Fenton was a royal pain in my ass.
Still, you did me a good turn, stranger. Take some meat for your help. The Elderman won't miss it.
It's mutton stew for me tonight. Farewell.
What? I'm very confused as to why Eivor just casually accepts that. I mean, come on. That sheep didn't need to die. God damn it, Fenton. Eivor looks weird without a beard. He actually does. But that's why we've gone for it. You walking mutton chop is my go-to line now. Exactly. That's how it is. So, yeah, no, the other rumour for that I saw of Assassin's Creed was Europe. Like medieval Europe, and I don't believe that either, I'll be honest. I mean, I don't see. It's not that I'm 100% certain it's not real. It's more that there's no actual proof, and concept map of India is not proof. It doesn't look like it. That's the type of thing that could have been whipped up in literally, I don't know, five minutes. As for the Europe thing, the thing that makes me go, hang on, this is probably not real, is this custom Assassin's Creed 2021 logo that was on the post. If that's there, it usually, to me, indicates that, it's a good chance that, well, you know, murder that sheep. It's just a good chance that like I said, why would a legitimate leak want to go to lengths to convince you that it's real? Surely you'll know that eventually. Excalibur bearing Mystios, that is me. I am the Excalibur bearer. Whew.
The more you nag, the more I think we'd all be better off if Affleck just claimed you.
Every time a woman dares to question you, that's your solution. Drown them in the river.
Your mother ran off to...
You, stranger, help me talk some sense into him, will you?
Oh, it's this thing.
This is your daughter.
It's one of those events that seems to have no fix. I don't know what it
She
is.
just runs off. Foreigners and their stupid questions.
My father thinks
Let's get to
the
100
satanic
likes,
sea
gamers.
beast, Afflank the Terrible sent floods to our farms. My sacrifice is to appease him.
We don't think, we know. Godfrey saw Affleck with his own eyes.
So you're going to throw your daughter in the lake and hope the beast accepts your offering? She'll more likely drown.
You're making it sound stupid when you say it like that. Look, there he is! He bleaches the water! Do you not see his demonic flippers?
It's weird because I don't... Oh, it's that. Is that it?
I would run if I were you. Your father's mad.
Thank you. But until this demon is proven nothing but driftwood, I still might find myself a watery tart.
I don't understand this. Like, what is the demon in this water then?
Sea beasts and demons. Something fishy afoot.
Why would there be a sea beast thing, like a sea monster of any kind, in water this shallow? Something fishy afoot. What does that mean? Is that a pun? Dive in, swim down. Oh, I see. That's cheeky, that. There's an entire...
This is that devil. We'll find something to... This should convince them not to sacrifice the girl to Affleck.
It's an old Viking longship. Ah, that one evaded me a couple of times I've been here, and I tried to get that one right, and I couldn't figure it out. And now this time I did. This time I managed it. Water is deeper than it looks here. Hello.
Well, was it nothing but driftwood?
Your sea beast was just a sunken ship.
What? But this is something that any swimming fool could have discovered. No offense.
I told him it was nothing, but he wouldn't listen.
Shut up, you fool.
Said you plague him day and night, complaining about his drinking, calling him a layabout.
Father, you knew that there was nothing there? So, this was your solution to be rid of me?
You're as bad as your mother. Nothing is ever good enough. I'm sick of listening to it.
Well, to be fair, he did try to kill her.
So simple a problem.
This cannot be forgiven. Murder was on your mind.
You deserve reparation. Speak your justice, and I'll enforce it.
Thank you, stranger. Leave, father. Leave my home and my life. Your actions have made me an orphan.
I know this. If you ever return, you'll be punished for your crimes. Come, Grizzled. I shall be your rock now.
Live well, Grizzled.
I shall be your rock now. Who wrote that? I'm sorry. Who wrote that? Who? Oh, I just chefed him. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Man's dead. I mean, he had it coming. He was a knobhead. Now, where do I find myself loads of cool shit that can actually be done? Ah, there's lots up here. Let's go somewhere that I haven't obviously invested much time into. AC3 is mediocre at best. I feel that, but that's how it goes. Don't forget to leave a like on the stream, share it to your friends, hit subscribe if you're new, that would be good. Let's get the gaming going, let's get everyone loving gaming, and yeah. That way we can do bits. I don't know if the voice actor or if they were going for a stoic Native American thing and overdid it. With Connor, it was the writing, the fact that it was fucking nonsensical. Rather than anything else. They wrote it in, and then they were like, shit, we want this cool plot twist, but history gets in the way. And it's like, well, maybe design your plot twist to work the other way, then. Because that way doesn't quite work. You know, they should, because it's Assassin's Creed, they could have taken some liberty a little bit with it. Being Assassin's Creed 3, there's a pun there, and they could have worked it the other way, and it could have been fine. As for character development, they could have worked that out as well, but, you know, as it turns out, being a naive child the entire game is not character development, but whatever. There's so many ways in which, you know, that plot could have been better. It just isn't, because, well, it doesn't really make sense when you boil it down to the actual what's going on. It's like, at every single decision that Connor makes or that any character makes, you go, I would have done things a different way. And it's like, how are we on this fine evening? Fishy, I love your face paint. I think it's the only time where beardless Eivor has any hope of looking good. It's with this face paint. You can't have, oh, devil's whatever that word is. Naughty coitus, I don't know.
I spoke with him again. He said that he pined, and I feel torn in two.
The boy of the Nephilim.
My loyalty to him tears me one direction.
Lucky Nephilim.
And the Nephilim point elsewhere. Why
The
have
master
these
of the
voices
Nephilim.
spoken to me? The Gospels sing within me, and yet I sense conflict. I sense disagreement among the angels. It saddens me.
Captain Nephilim.
I will one day weigh my soul, attempt
Ah,
penance.
that's... Apparently this is leaving. But that is the actual... The Nephilim. I feel like this is not right somehow. So last night I watched 1917 for the first time. I'd never seen it before, and fuck me, that was a good film. No, reverse, reverse, reverse. That's right, come on. I've done it. There we go. Why does it get so fussy when you do that? I don't even know if I'm in the boat or not. I'm sort of like on the side of it. We've got a skill point. 1970 is a masterpiece. It is a brilliant film. I can't believe I only just watched it for the first time last night. Like I loved it. It was brilliant. Did you get the secret Noden's art boat? I did indeed. I got that because obviously I do have footage recorded. I could do like a guide thing, but we all know that that's done. You know what I mean? Like someone's done that, and there'd be no point. I mean, I would get views from it, and it wouldn't negatively impact me at all. But I want to find the legit way as well. I'm curious as to what the legit way is, because apparently there is one, but nobody's done it. However, I would argue there's no point. It's not like whatever you're going to do is going to be especially memorable in the process. So yeah, I might, when I'm done with the stream tonight, I might fire up another film and have a good time. I don't know what.
The strength to break open my door.
Hello.
This is your house?
I set my key down.
Anyone have any
only to
film
watch it fall into the
recommendations?
river. My name's Bron.
Hi, Bron.
Ah, a Dane. I have an object inside that you'd be interested in. The legendary horn of Ragnar Lothbrok.
You have Ragnar's horn. How can you know it was his?
You have me there, friend. I cannot be certain. It's a very old Dane horn. Help me into my house. You can judge for yourself.
Okay. Nobody has a club on their back for no reason, so what are you going to do?
I am curious to see this horn.
I hid it somewhere long ago. Forgive me, I can't recall just where. Help me search.
This is not his house. I'm certain this is not his house.
Yes! Now I remember. It must be behind there. Well done, friend.
Homeowner's note. I finally got my hands on that damned locket. My dearest Adrea will be so pleased.
Ah! Look at that.
That's no horn.
Let me have a look.
Told you.
Thief! You filthy Dane, get out of my house!
This man told me the house was his.
Have you any idea how important I am? I shall have you both flayed and hung from the city gates.
Friend, it's all a simple misunderstanding.
If you were deceived, Dane, you'll return my biblo and help me kill this villain.
Here's your item. Bron here is a liar and a thief. He deserves what he gets.
No!
Take it!
Hefty health bar, to be fair. Just got Excalibured. Didn't stand a chance.
So
He had an
much for
old
him.
pillow on him, because
You've
of
helped me,
course.
Dane. I will not send you before the magistrate for robbery. I trust you are grateful.
I regret only that I did not hear the battle song of Ragnar's horn.
To be fair, I looted other shit from his gaff. Like, perfectly fine. You know what? We could do the cairn stacking, but I could also, like, you know, enjoy life. Let's go over there and do this thing. That'll be fun. Horse. He said no with so much emotion, I cry every time. He's had such brilliant facial expressions of just, you know, like, fucked it, sunshine. I hate the cairns. Yeah, they're pain. They're just not, they're not even fun. That's the thing that bothers me about them. It's hilarious when you can make a knob stone, and that's really quite something. You can make a knob cairn, like a cock cairn is what I did, and it was brilliant. But well, no one knows the game Fizhy should play again. Don't go there. Fizhy plus Death Note plus AC Valhalla is great. Is that your combination right now? Interesting. I have no clue what Death Note is, I'll be honest, but sounds interesting. The only complaint with Brotherhood I have is the balancing. It's not really a... It's not really about being...
My brother is swimming around this pond. Walter, you are gonna be in so much trouble when Mom hears about this. She told you not to.
Classic kids with their American accents in Anglo-Saxon England.
The water's boiling with them.
What I'm trying to... What was I saying before? It's an anime. I know that much, but I just don't know much about it because I don't watch it. Please play the Order 1886. That would be a good idea, actually. I like that. I like that idea. Maybe we'll do that at some point. We'll give it a go. I fight it. And then I pull it in.
Smells like my brother, but it's not him.
I'm not convinced at all that your brother is under a goblin spell.
Keep fishing. I've got treats for you, Walter. Worms and such.
Walter loves his worms and such. Yeah. Order 86 is sick. I'm really hoping for a sequel. Maybe I'll give it a go. I'm watching this fish cruising towards the rod. There we go. There's absolutely no feedback that says that you've got one. Like, there isn't. Like, maybe there should be, but there just isn't for some reason today. I don't know. I don't really waste much of my time fishing in a game where it's just, you know, this. As cool as it is, it's not exactly immersive, so why am I bothering? It's just a mechanic.
Another one. That's enough. Walter, stay in the bushes. We've got all we need.
I can lob it at you.
Have them yet, you pudding head.
Don't call me names.
Pudding head. Pudding head.
Kids.
Your brother looks pretty healthy for a fish.
We thought it would be fun to get someone else to do the fishing for us.
Maybe I'll do the Order 1886 as like a
And it
playthrough
worked.
thing.
If you like, you could leave us the fish anyway. We'll swap them for brittle at the market.
Fuck's sake, there's loads of fish there. They don't need more.
Walter, we got the fish. Thank you, stranger.
Oh, blimey. I did it for the children. I looked them in the eyes and I couldn't let them go. I don't care. They have weird American accents. I don't understand how they have American accents. We are up to power rating 395, which is madness. I also noticed something, right? After I got my PS5, I bought a second controller. And this is that second controller, and it is remarkably. It feels remarkably better than the one that came with the console. Is that normal? Is the one that came with the console supposed to be of lower quality for some reason? Because I feel like the difference is massive. 3 shots as well, so probably finish it in a stream or two. The Order 1886 would be pretty cool. Yeah, you know what? I'll do that. I reckon maybe this week we'll do it because I have nothing else to stream through, so we can give it a go. And then that'll be another game ticked off a long list of games that I need to play. You know what I mean? And then you know that's another thing done. That's more variety. It's just content. It's January. There's not much else going on. Honestly, everything is bonus points until we get to the Mass Effect Trilogy remaster. Then when that drops, it's gonna be. You know, you know, I am excited for that. Like that, I know it's probably gonna be a shit EA excuse of a game in itself, but any excuse to play Mass Effect for me is, you know. Probably that one that came from the console was a rush job. Oh no. Not too fussed. You probably beat the game in 2 streams or 1 long stream. I'd probably want to break it down.
My ickle dandelion! Where are you, Dandy?
Who are these clowns?
What has happened?
Dandelion Puff upset some kindling. Bad girl. Everything burst into flames. I barely escaped.
Dandelion Puff.
My ickle doggy walkie. She's still in the house. I rushed out, but she didn't follow me.
Ah, fuck. Classic Dandelion Puff, the most dead member.
Dandelion? Dandy-doo!
It's not a dog, is it? Yeah, that's not a dog. Get out of the way! This is not the dandelion that I want to be gaming with. Oh my god, don't attack them. Don't attack the fucking fox. I wanted to... Why does it auto aim at the fox? I wasn't...
Your mistress is this way, Dandelion.
No, this is hilarious. Are you ready to experience something truly magical and dumb?
Dandelion Puff! You live! That was wrong to stay in the burning house. Wrong, wrong, wrong.
She's lucky to be alive.
Friend, I soon will sleep in the comforting arms of the Lord. Can you please look after my ickle doggy dog?
Dandy is no dog. She is a fox.
A fox? How silly I've been. So that's why you love the forest so, eh, Dandy Buff?
But yes, I will find a place for her.
Bless you. I die in peace. Goodbye, my Dandy. Dandy do.
That's an actual death that somebody wrote into this fucking game. Like, that's not that's... That is so bad that it's fundamentally ridiculous. Like, now, you and me, we're going places, you know what I mean? Now I'm going to be followed around by... I have an idea. Okay. I think we know which studio worked on this mission. I believe it begins with a Q. Yeah, no, you can tell very, very, very easily what Ubisoft Quebec worked on. Not walked. My guess is the Asgard open world was them. Because it's literally the most boring world space that is literally inconvenient traversal for the sake of it. And that just screams Quebec, you know what I mean? I've gotten rid of Dandelion Puff, the dumb dog. And I don't know, maybe someone else could have done that? But I get a feeling, you know. Don't fast travel, just move far enough. It's alright. What face paint is that? The big mad bastard face paint. Will you ever play GTA? It's not really my thing, GTA. Like, I love Red Dead, but there's a reason for that. It's because though there's, you know, you're in a parody universe, and that's the entire point of a lot of Rockstar games, right? You're in a parody universe. It's everything is taking the piss of something. Even Red Dead is in a parody universe where everything is taking the piss. However, there's a tragedy within that, and that's quite a deep story device, especially for the world and stuff like that. The result is something that is truly incredible. Grand Theft Auto doesn't have that tragedy within the parody. It's just parody, and it gets to a point where I don't understand the point of it. you know which studio's working on the DLC? I don't. I don't know which studio's working on the DLC, but I get the vibe that... I don't know. I think the DLC will probably be fine, but... Ooh, drugs. Let's get the likes up, gamers. So let's get to 150 likes. That'd be awesome. I'm burping again. Because of course I am. Now, I presume the shields are my indication. Ah, fuck. Gotta love Red Dead Redemption 1. This one. Ah, yes. Look at Eivor magically grab hold of something with no hands in a minute. I think this is the place where Eivor does that. I don't know. I think you have to have a weapon out for it, actually. Now it's this one. Now which one is it from here? Is it straight on? I think it's straight on. Yeah. Mud busted me.
I saw a rich man's home burning, yet he was hopeful, and death stood outside his door. It is always better to live, even in misery.
Nice. Anyway. Codstone, sorry, Kedstone. We've got silver. We can go and do it. I don't know why we would, but we will. Batman Arkham livestream. They're quite cool. I might do an Arkham livestream. It's just I've never been too keen on the Arkham games for some reason. Like I used to, you know, think that I was keen on them, and in a way I like the combat, and I feel like it's satisfying. There's a great story to them. There's just something about them that I look at and go, ooh, I don't think I could. I played them once, you know. It's the kind of game that I feel like I played them once. I don't know if I'd need to play them again. Unless I was doing it for a specific video, maybe I'll do it. It's just one of those. I can't wait to see Ubisoft Star Wars game. I can, because unless Ubisoft get their ideas together, there is a very good chance that it will just be a generic Ubisoft RPG. I'm scared Ubisoft making a Star Wars game is going to make me hate Star Wars. I think Star Wars could make you hate Star Wars if it was going to. Trust me, there's some Star Wars garbage that if that's not rock bottom, nothing is. So, yeah. I'm not too fussed. Star Wars isn't a sacred IP to me because there's some Star Wars stuff that I've seen that is just pure shit. So, I'm not too worried about Ubisoft having a Star Wars IP because there's... I feel like it's a madness, you know what I mean? Oh no, children in the woods. Ubisoft brings you Star Wars. EA did a shit job, but they did well after removing microtransactions. Yeah, but Ubisoft have a weird. You see, Ubisoft have a weird microtransaction thing where they'll put it in they'll put it anywhere they can get away with. It won't be gambling, so it's not like anyone's going to complain or kick off about it. But it'll be, oh, do you want this gear pack? Or do you want this? Or do you want a time saver? Or stuff like that that's technically legal. But still, you could steep the game against the player just enough to tip them towards the microtransactions. And that is a very Ubisoft thing to do.
Retreat! Play with us. Come to the land of St. Martin's. It is shrouded.
What? Why you'd hand over to a company that covered up abuse? Yeah, I know. If you're trying to jump away from EA to avoid controversy, I feel like getting in bed with Ubisoft is perhaps the most counterproductive you could be to that plan. But there you go.
Where are your parents?
Questions. Those can wait. Let's go up first.
This pot is getting smashed. I've accidentally set the ground on fire now.
Welcome to St. Martin's Land, weary traveler.
Ragged note, breakfast, 2 beans apiece. Supper, a price to St. Martin's, giving thanks for our breakfast. that is supper, that.
I thought we got away, sis.
Your hands and feet are swift, children, but your stealth needs work.
Ah, we were close.
We will give you what we took, traveler. But first, you must listen to our story.
And if you ever see a character that refers to their sibling as bro or sis, there's a very good chance that that character was written by somebody who doesn't have siblings.
I was getting there. But yes, and a brother. They lived happily in the land of St. Martin, all by themselves, with delicious beans.
Delicious
Lots
beans.
and cake.
The
But
cake
now,
is a lie.
life is harder. There are no more beans or cake, and we have to
Going for the
take
pink
what is
Vader
not
suit and the rainbow
ours.
lightsaber for a
We're
low
not
price of
bad, children.
2,000
Just
credits.
hungry.
Kyber credits.
Sorry, large walker.
There's no shame in surviving, and there's nothing you should not do for family.
You're wise, large walker.
The no beard. Well, it's yeah, it does look kind of weird, doesn't it? Take
Here,
some silver.
Take my silver. You were going to anyway. Buy what you need. Only steal if you cannot afford it.
Thank you.
To be fair, it's
I do not
the
think we
face
deserve
paints and
this.
stuff.
You don't deserve to live this way either. Spend the silver wisely.
I thought it would look at least decent with the painting. It sort of does. It's weird, but it feels
Here,
like a
large
different
walker.
face. I kind of don't know.
Thanks.
There's something about it,
Yes,
but it's alright.
it's a St. Martin seal. You're welcome.
Netflix has the
anytime,
AC
large
reigns
walker.
next. Yeah,
You're
Assassin's
one of
Creed
us now.
Netflix.
Visit us, okay?
If they do like a live action modern day
care now,
series
smoking
where,
walkers.
you know, they focus on a modern day aspect and show off that in a way, they could get some success for sure. There are ways to get Assassin's Creed, you know, on Netflix a success. But here's the thing about Netflix that people seem to forget. Yes, they put out some good shows like Stranger Things and stuff like that. Maybe The Witcher if you want to go as far. I'd say that The Witcher's good, but I wouldn't say it's incredible. But Netflix is also very capable of pushing out the shittest shit you can think of. Usually it comes in the form of random sci-fi shows that you've never heard of. There's one on Netflix called, I think it's Another Life, and it is so hilariously bad that I honestly love it, because it's just terrible. It's such low quality garbage, and Netflix are happy to push that out. Nolan South is Desmond in the Assassin's Creed Netflix adaptation. Oh god. Assassin's Creed 1 is way better than I remember it. Yeah, well, it's gaming. Ezio's robes for Luke Skywalker. Oh, fuck me. They'll actually do it as well, Ubisoft, knowing then they'll be like, oh, this will be really good for our Assassin's Creed brand. Let's do an Assassin's Creed X Star Wars collaboration. And then that happens, and then you go, I'm going to fucking end you. Just stop it. Just give up. Leave us alone, please. Like there was what was there? There was a Final Fantasy Assassin's Creed crossover little thing like in Origins, or is that around when 15 came out, something like that? I don't know. I lose track. And I believe the Final Fantasy end of the deal was good on their end doing the Assassin's Festival thing. And then Assassin's Creed Origins did like one quest in which you get this dumb looking camel thing in disguise, and it is so ridiculous. It trying to look like what do they call it? Chocobo things. And honestly, it's so funny the contrast there. And it's like maybe just don't collaborate if you're not gonna. Listen, don't ruin Final Fantasy. They already did it 3 years ago. Well, 4 years ago. I don't know, it might have been early 2018, that one, actually, so 3 years ago is probably about accurate. Oh, mushrooms, because of course.
Hey now, hey. How curious.
Okay. Now, this one is a case of find these. I'm trying to remember them. It's the ones where they've got a complete archway. You change their colours, don't you? Like that. Now what?
Fire is a blessing to one who has traveled far. To he who enters from the cold with frozen legs in need of food and clothing.
Yeah, why not? We're nearly close to our next our next skill points acquisition. I want to get to 400, like the power rating 400. I think that's a good number. Is that the cutoff point? Is that where you don't get more on top until they no doubt release DLC and it goes to about 650, which is my estimate for both DLC somehow. I reckon one's going to be quite small and the other one's going to be gigantic. By quite small, I mean for the standards of what is Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is a massive game. I reckon the DLC are going to be huge, but one's going to be decent sized and the other's going to be stupidly large to the point where, you know, maybe the quality gets lost sight of a little bit. I don't know. You didn't have to hack the poor animal to death. I mean, you did. Ubisoft are dumb. Depends on who. Some people at Ubisoft are... I'd go as far as to say they're very, very intelligent indeed and very talented people. Others at Ubisoft bring the whole show down at times. Ubisoft's problem isn't necessarily with the developers. Sure, there'll be a lot of people working who don't care, they're just working for the money, really, and that's, you know what, fair enough. In any other industry, you wouldn't knock that. Nobody works in retail because they're passionate about stacking shelves or dealing with dickheads every day, though some people are. A lot of people will be like, I don't care, this is just a job to me. And yeah, fair enough. The passion does tend to fly out the window when it becomes your financial obligation. Well, an obligation to sustain yourself financially via means of doing this. So I get that. But there are people at Ubisoft who do care. And those people, more often than not, when we criticise something, they're not against us. A lot of the time, they agree, you know? Fucking bet. Oh, God. I have to drop kick it. I love dropping smoke bombs on bears because obviously. How many bears? Oh God. Do bears even exist in England at this time? I know wolves might have done, I don't know, I didn't look into it. I thought bears at the very least would have been extinct by now. I mean, this is a hallucination, of course. There we go. That's what I call gaming. That was a hefty fight. What's the name of that sword you're playing with? That's Excalibur, that. Which is, yeah. I can't believe I'm running around with Excalibur in Assassin's Creed. And Mjolnir in my offhand. Like, I've got Excalibur, and then in my offhand I've got fucking Mjolnir. And then I've got some Isu bow as well, just to top it all off. I've got 3 pieces of Eden just on my person. And because nothing screams realistic quite like running around with 3 pieces of Eden on your fucking person. I mean, come on, it has to be done, right? Very well done, Fishy. Pun of the week. Pun of the week. You've done it. You've made a pun that's made me cry sadly. Imagine being in ends and a bear just fucking scrams you. Yeah, no, exactly. If you're in the ends and a bear shows up, you know you're in trouble. I reckon someone has had that happen where they're just in the ends vibing and then a bear shows up and it's like, fuck. You know? Imagine being that man. Don't forget who you are, Fishy. Ashraf will never return to the video game industry again. No, I think he's done for. And rightfully so. He abused a position of power that... Well, not a position of power, but a position of influence. Let's use that word. Well, he used a power as a result of that. But I don't know if I'd use the word power so strongly. He had influence. He had power over people, especially fans and people like that. See... And he used that to manipulate women. So it shows that he can't handle the responsibility. Like, people will often get caught up in the fact that it, you know, they'll look at it and go, oh, he was cheating on his wife, he was being a bit of a player, all that, and going, oh, there's nothing wrong with that. And that's missing the point a lot of somebody abusing a power like that to manipulate people, which is a vindictive thing to do, and it takes a little arsehole to do it. But it's not somebody you want to associate with for that reason. And for the actual psychological harm that can do. And then you've got the fact that people, you know, and then you've got the fact that, well, Ashraf Ismail abused that power, you know? Like, no. Naughty boy. Part 3 of asking Fishy his thoughts on a Norway-centered DLC. I don't think you necessarily need it when you got all the Norway you need in the main story, which is the opening. But I also think that maybe there would be room for it, but they're not going to do it, are they? I feel like I've done some of these, and yet here I am finding them again. So is Ashraf just unemployed now? Whatever he's doing, I can't say I care too much because, well, he has no sympathy from me. But you know what? I doubt it's anything to do with video games. Or anything public at all.
Don't you know it's forbidden to consort like this under God's roof?
Take what you want, heathen. Just leave us be.
You must be the abbess here. Why do you hide in a musky old church?
Fishy, what about the ones who came before game and you can meet Junio? No. Never.
War. But in our haste to leave, I lost my crozier. Fell into the hands of some guards in a camp just below. And I am not leaving without it.
Dangerous endeavor for 3 sisters of the cloth. What is your plan? You going to bore them?
Why is she moving like that? Her hand is clipping through this random Bible.
The Lord your God is with you wherever you go.
It just may work. Or better yet, I can get your crozier back.
You would help us?
Imagine he's working at like a GameStop.
Now I'm invested in your plight.
Honestly, if I went into a GameStop somewhere in... I don't know, does Canada have GameStops? If so, it's a possibility.
How long since you fled the ministry?
Must be weeks
Nah, I don't know. Well, he's got to work to survive, so that's a thing.
We just knew we had to get out of Leicester, whether it is Burgred on the
But I don't care what Ashraf is doing now. All that's important is he's no longer in a position of, you know, that much influence over a community of fans to the point where he can use it to manipulate people to get his end away, or whatever it was he was doing. Because that's just not on, and anything beyond that I don't care.
Best not to draw attention here.
This is the camp. One of them has my crozier.
This is crochet. It should be somewhere in this camp.
This is why I set fire to the nuns in the demo. Not demo, but you know, there was like a around June time, was it? Early July, yeah, June time is when I recorded like a remote capture session, and this is one of the things I did. But they glitched in it, and then I just set them on fire, and that was fine. I love how the Piece of Eden didn't do much for them, but the bow, that did them in. No, sorry, that did him in. Right, gents.
Crocea. I have it.
I found the crocea.
You are unlike any sisters I've seen. Bare-fisting armed men like that.
I can do all things.
They literally run in, fist fight these guys.
We Christians take matters into our own hands well enough.
Yeah, well, we all know about the Crusades, which you haven't done yet, but you take matters into your own hands quite big there as well and invade people. Assassin's Creed: The Last Mirage set in Arabia. Mirage? The last Mirage? Nobody experienced one afterwards? I don't know. Assassin's Creed Africa. Has it? Yeah, Egypt is Africa, isn't it? Yeah, so there you go. That's... Why do they run so funnily? Like, she's yawning as she goes. You can't be that tired. How close are we to our next... We're miles away. From...
Not today, devils. Not today.
Right, dogs. They literally get... There's just wolves down here and these nuns come out of nowhere and start fist fighting them. They're just boxing in wolves. Absolute mad bastards, these.
Now I've seen everything.
You know what? I'll give the world events in Assassin's Creed Valhalla one thing. They might be dumb as fuck, but you get to experience some weird stuff. Like in the real world, some of this stuff you'd have to do a lot of cocaine to experience.
Let us pray to the Lord our God. Thank him for watching over us.
This is the most ridiculous thing.
Crocea.
The Lord sent me a shepherd to help lead my flock today. Thank you. You did not have to do what you did.
There's truth to that. You would have done fine on your own. I will never look upon sisters of the cloth the same way after today.
Abel's mouth isn't even moving.
Heathens the same way. Farewell.
Like, Abel's lips weren't even fucking moving. I'm sure hers weren't either. Hare's foot. Let's go do that. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. I bet. I wonder if we'll see a proper blending and parkour system in the next game. Is set in more recent time period. All these older time periods have killed the franchise. Yeah, I feel that. But it's more this desire to be an RPG when Assassin's Creed doesn't suit being an RPG that has brought these games down a lot. Like, Assassin's Creed is not an RPG. It shouldn't be an RPG. Even when it's trying to be an RPG, it's not doing so well. Like, sure, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is you know, there's a lot to like with it, but it's not a... I wouldn't say it's a good RPG, because it's not a game I look at and go, you know what, this has been fun as an RPG, because there's no role-playing aspect. I don't feel like I am the character. I don't feel like I am Eivor. I'm not that invested. I feel like, you know, we're playing as a character in the modern day who's using the Animus to effectively play as Eivor. And as a result, there's a disconnect from immersion that prevents Assassin's Creed from ever embracing the role-playing aspect of being an RPG. All Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Odyssey, Origins actually has that's from an RPG is numerical level ups, XP points, random numbers flying off enemies as you hit them, loot and stuff, and yes, sure, I guess that's an RPG by definition these days, but there is no definition for RPG anymore. I can't even say... I don't know if I could say even The Witcher 3 is a good RPG purely because I don't know what the fuck an RPG is anymore. Like, I've lost track of that. I don't mind that. I just feel like RPGs become like a buzzword for big game, and I'm not sure. Nah, just call it a big game, and then stop trying to fit some mold that your franchise isn't intended to fit. Is, you know. I kind of disagree with that. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Alright, I'm going to bed. Enjoy the game, Fishy. Templar Knights would be a terrible idea. It's just a case of I don't know what an RPG is anymore, so it's one of those. But don't get me wrong. In my head, the definition of an RPG, The Witcher 3 is a brilliant RPG, but I just don't know how close to, you know, what is an RPG these days, because there's just so much. I don't know what the word is. We're at power rating 399. It's just a lot of fluff. It's a role-playing game. See, when I play The Witcher 3, I feel like I'm immersed in Geralt. I feel like I have become Geralt, and so it makes for a fun RPG. When I play Skyrim, despite its flaws, there's nothing particularly complex about it, which allows you to keep coming back. And you know, if you become yourself and you be yourself in this world, and as a result, you can have a fun sandbox RPG experience. But there are so many different kinds of RPGs that I just don't know what constitutes an RPG anymore. You role play as a character, like I don't think you role play as Eivor. You definitely don't role play as Alexios and Cassandra, because that game is literally just numbers. Like everything is a grind and numbers fly all over the place. You don't really role play as Bayek, but for Valhalla and Origins, it's not necessarily a bad thing that you don't feel like you are these characters when you play the game. It's just, it could have benefited a lot more from not having the RPG label and then being forced to fit that mold when it's not necessarily supposed to. Today's RPGs are actually hybrids. Pure RPGs are very obvious. That's for sure. Like I said, RPGs are almost very much so. It's almost like the word has lost its meaning because there's so many different variants of what is an RPG.
Died unjustly. They need to be burned. But this fire won't do. I must burn them before they turn into vengeful draugrs. There must be something around here that burns.
What the fuck, man?
Oil jars for the fire. This should be enough.
Oh man's will, my inheritance goes to my second son, not my first. Oh cool. I almost began caring there. Not so fast. Real end of the game. A linear game would... I don't know about linear, but... maybe something a little bit, I don't know what the word is.
Thank you. Thank you. Now may they rest in peace.
This fire looks horrific.
Will they truly rest? You said the Draugrs, your family no less, would return vengeful.
It's my fault.
Sniper Elite is a good sneaky World War II game focused on stealth and assassination, by the way, if you're into that. Yeah, I played Sniper Elite.
My brother was to inherit my father's wealth. But it was my right. They called me a lout, a disgrace. They were right. Now our family fortune sits in the house, worthless when there is nobody left to enjoy it with. A favor, I beg of you. Slay me so I may join them in Helheim and beg their forgiveness.
You fucking what?
Men like you deserve something worse than death. I hope your family condemns you, even in Helheim.
I wasn't even paying attention. But Eivor seems to be now quite resentful of this bloke. I knew he was a bit of a shady character. I just don't know what he did. Little do they all know that it's all nonsense, and when they're dead, they're just gone. It's one of them. Dipshit, don't knock it until you try it. What are we knocking? Sorry. Unpopular opinion, Red Dead Redemption 2 is more of an RPG than Odyssey. Why? The interactions have consequences to the story. Do they? Really? Like, in a very isolated sense, I suppose. But it's not like that. You might immerse yourself as Arthur, but you don't get to have that autonomy over it. I wouldn't say Red Dead Redemption 2 is an RPG. I'd say Red Dead Redemption 2 is a game you can roleplay as a cowboy, and if you wanted to, you can feel immersed in that. And as a result, there's an atmosphere to it that makes it so. But I think that in not being an actual, RPG in any sense really, it makes for a better role-playing game because it doesn't have to adhere to random loot shit, numerical damage systems like numbers flying off enemies or health bars or anything like that. It can go for more of a realism feel, and you can just feel involved in it. You just feel like you're more there, like you're just transported to that world. And sure, there's that, but I don't know. Again, there's the difference. It doesn't try to be, and that's like, it doesn't try to be an RPG, and I feel like sometimes that's what makes it the better role-playing game. It's a set story everyone experiences. Like, it's not a role-playing game at all. Like, don't get me wrong, but you can just go off and just spend an hour doing nothing shit, and you feel like you're fulfilling something in the process, and you immerse yourself in that. You become the character rather than just letting the character sort of thing. Like, you don't have any control over the character in cutscenes, but you just get transported into that world, into this person, into this, and it just feels like, it just feels like you're no longer gaming. It just feels like you're experiencing. Assassin's Creed Communism would be nice. Red Dead Redemption 2 is more of a first-person character rather than trying to be him. Yeah, that's for sure. Please, may you play as Mickey in Red Dead Redemption 2. That would be a cool idea, Almighty. I might give it a go. Yeah, clever idea.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I'll tell all my friends of this fortune. I thought you were a cheat, a swindler, but you were right.
Which is a fantastic one. Almost every aspect. Red Dead Redemption 2 has problems with gameplay. Yeah, for sure. It's quite sluggish. The gunplay doesn't really flow too great without like aim assist.
And when you wake up, you are suddenly richer.
Nonce.
I've not heard this ruse before.
It sounds like one I know, and I cannot explain how it works, but it
This
does.
man has a massive head.
Take that gentleman's elation as proof. He and many others have returned to me, all with different tales to tell, but all wealthier in the end.
All right. Give me the elixir.
A Vietnamese game would work if you played as a guerrilla fighter on the Vietnamese side. That would upset a lot of Americans. Ubisoft would probably want to avoid that. Unhinged Americans are the last thing you want to upset.
And fresh lichen.
Where can I find these ingredients?
There's a den just west of here where
I like this side quest.
taken a liking to
Yeah, it's alright.
As for the lichen,
AC Valhalla has no replayability, but AC Odyssey did. You found replayability in AC Odyssey? It's hardly playable to begin with. Okay, yeah, jump over the bell, that's what we want to do. I guess it's all down to preference, but I just frankly believe that Odyssey is one of the worst games I've ever played in my life. It's that bad. Did you like the story of Valhalla? Yeah, I did. To a degree. I liked some aspects. Other aspects I thought was a bit absurd, to be honest. But you know how it goes.
Oh, should need those. Where can I find these ingredients?
there's a den just west of. As for the
Never played Odyssey. I wouldn't waste your time. That's just me. See, Assassin's Creed Odyssey had a big issue. You're doing the same grindy side quest over and over again for about, I don't know, 50 hours. And that would only get you halfway through like a level up or something. Obviously I'm speaking in hyperbole, but that's the general gist of why I struggle to like Odyssey. It's just so uninspired in everything. There should be bears here.
Stretch your wings, Sunan.
One of the original Assassin's Creed remake take on the Crusade. Yeah, for sure. That'd be nice. It's so hilarious that people think Odyssey... people can think it's a good game if they want to. Because in the end of the day, it's all about preference. And people are allowed to have opinions. But you give me yours, I'll give you mine, you know what I mean? Like, we're having this discussion. I personally think that Assassin's Creed Odyssey is one of those games that I don't just dislike, but I'd go as far as to say that I regret bothering. Oh, I just swam poison.
Definitely not good. Where can I find these ingredients?
Hello.
There's a den just west of here where the bears have taken a liking to winter chanterelle. As for the lichen, you can find some growing in the well outside. Be careful.
I guess did I get what was down the well, like, properly? I'm sure I did. Where do I find... You complete every AC, even all side quests, but Odyssey, nah, fuck that. I didn't even get halfway through it. I finished Odyssey and all its DLCs. And I often found myself laughing at its expense. But I also felt like it was I also felt like I was suffering. This game is very similar to Odyssey in a lot of ways, but I feel like there's a lot of things it does that are so minor that actually make it playable and, you know, quite enjoyable. While there's a lot of ridiculous aspects, it's nowhere near as ridiculous. I at least like the protagonist that is Eivor. The modern day has some sort of sensibility. The game has some sort of sensibility. It doesn't go over the top with god shit. That being said, I find myself running around with 3 pieces of Eden, and that's just absurd. The game isn't stupidly imbalanced to the point where you have to grind for everything. You don't have to upgrade gear with enough resources to build the foundations for a skyscraper. There's a lot, actually. But they're all subtle differences that make which define, you know, a good game or a decent game, shall we say, from a terrible one. And there you go.
Enjoy.
And it also doesn't feel like you're just overwhelmed with side quests that all do the same thing. All these world events, though some of them are really ridiculous, there's a lot of them that are just unique experiences to have in the world. And, you know, I like that. I like the concept of that. It's a better idea. It's a better approach to an open world than just having the same quest over and over again. Then you have your bandit camps and all of those things, which is just exactly what you do in the quests.
See if he knows what happened.
I'm sorry, I don't like ranting about Odyssey. I kind of try to leave it behind me, but it gets brought up all the fucking time. And I'm always going to say what I think when it gets brought up. Right. The Sunken Tour. Ah, these love the ends. Now, I don't have any bullheads. How did I get here? From what was presumably up in Leicestershire. Let's get the likes to 200. That would be awesome, guys. Be very snazzy. I like the side quest. Fair enough. Altair is a fucking lad. That's exactly how I describe Altair as well. You need to tag talking about Odyssey one day and it'll be peaceful. I can't really do that on an Assassin's Creed stream. You know what? If I'm streaming Assassin's Creed, I feel like within reason, all Assassin's Creed discussion that if it's coming from at least a sensible place in some capacity it's fair game to just talk about. If that's what you want. I mean, obviously, I'd rather not go into which Assassin's Creed character I'd like to see porn of. That would be ridiculous. But within reason, I don't mind. I don't mind delving into any Assassin's Creed topic while playing an Assassin's Creed game, because I'd rather not confuse people by going, "Oh no, we're not talking about this," or whatever, you know. When there is a sound reasoning for talking about it. Whereas if I'm streaming something else, and people ask about Assassin's Creed, I find that weird. It's like, what's your favourite Assassin's Creed game? It's like,
you, alchemist.
I want to play Control.
After I drank that piss?
How should I know? I told you, I cannot explain how it works. What I can say is the elixir hit you particularly hard. You stumbled out of here, then began sprinting across this forest as if you had a nose for something.
Where's the forest?
Feral. I was worried,
oh, there it is.
But I'm glad to see you are all right. Your wealth has swelled, has it not?
In a manner of speaking. I awoke in a cave beside a dead man clutching some treasure.
I've not heard that outcome before.
One of your customers in the same pursuit, I think. Only he was not so lucky.
Perhaps I should shelve this elixir for the time being. At least until I can better understand its effects.
Good thinking.
Nice. Skull to your wealth. Nice. I'm making progress. One more of these and we'll be good. Top 10 characters I'd like to see porn of. Number 10, Charles Darwin. Oh. Number 9, Charles Lee. Number 8, Charles Dickens. Number 7, Big Dave. Who wouldn't? Big Dave? Animal. Where is the protagonist? Yeah, okay, we get it. Funny joke. Do you think that Bayek will be the main character of the India game if there is one? Why would Bayek be in 17th century India? Also, I don't believe the India rumours. I'd like India to be a setting at some point, in some capacity. But does it ever get to a point where it insults people when, you know, there's an Assassin's Creed game set in their end and it's about European colonization?
Our bodies may be broken. Our pouches
I'm sure there are other settings you can put through for India.
You will be remembered.
What happened here?
An attack gone awry. We found more of Constantine's Picts than expected. The rich have their numbers, both in coin and spears.
He's immortal like
My
Redder.
men were not ready, and we were overwhelmed. But I'm afraid it's not over. They know I still live. Hark! Picked reinforcements! To battle! The spirit of my men are with me, and my spirit with theirs!
They call me the Wolf Kiss, but this guy's just a furry. Oh no, he threw shit at me.
The threat is gone.
What a fight! The picked King Constantine will feel a little lighter in the purse tomorrow. Thank you for your aid.
Call me Eivor.
The name's Reacher. Reacher Sherwin. You know, we could use someone like you in our band of merry rogues and knaves. The poor get richer and the rich get poorer, thanks to us. We've a hideout in the woods. Drop by sometime. Share an ale, maybe.
Maybe.
Well, until we meet again.
That's where I think it is, isn't it? Yep, there's Sherwood Forest. Naturally, I've just found the Robin Hood Easter egg. And it took me a while to figure it out.
A hideout in the woods. Sounds interesting.
Oh, we've done it, I think. What the fuck are they? Mud bastards, them. Mastery points. Okay. Nice. We have a mastery point. Now we're power rating 400. It's about getting mastery points. Robin Hood. Yeah. That's Robin Hood for sure.
How difficult could this possibly be?
What are you doing?
Knock your arrow into the bowstring, pull it back, aim and fire. Try again. Lord, save us all if we ever have to rely on unbelievable. Which one of you did that?
I did.
What marvelous aim. For a moment I thought my training was getting into these thick skulls.
Hey, he's back.
See if you can hit one of the targets above.
Hey, he's back. How is... Not good. Our friends will be remembered. But now I need to plan for our next target. You lot can get back to training.
Welcome, friend,
to our neck of the woods. You are free to join us anytime.
I bet it was.
Yeah. I bet you can't hit that, that chicken. Right over there. The one hanging from the pole.
The what?
Go on then, hit that hanging chicken from here. No cheating.
To hit that chicken would require some kind of special technique.
Whoa, that's mad.
Extraordinary. That was true skill and aim. On the mark. Well, friend, you can count on us to lend a hand against King Constantine and his well-paid Picts. And thank you for showing these turnips some skilled marksmanship. Visit us again. As for the rest of you, keep practicing!
I'll kill you.
The fuck? Still, that's a lot of zeal for training.
Coward! Die!
What is it that you do here?
We borrow some coin from the ones who have plenty and give it to the ones who need them. We took silver from King Ale, jewels from Athelwulf. I like to call it balancing the scale.
Well, that's cool. Hey, so you all know, more goods, more silver. The poor grow more desperate every day while the pit camp overflows with their stolen silver and supplies. Any amount you can give might save a starving child. Oh, they have invented charity. I can pay a little. Here's a decent sum.
Small gesture for that course.
Hey, don't be humble, Eivor. We're going to loot their chests. Whenever I hear too slow, I get PTSD from Assassin's Creed 3, where you get chased by all the guards who can outrun you, because for some reason Connor couldn't run very fast. That or everyone else just ran faster. I do kind of want to kill this Dringer. Let's go. So we got to power rating 400, which was the goal of this stream, really. Now I guess we need to get some mastery points. We need to get a couple mastery points so that we can unlock the other two mastery skills and then just use that. Go from there. Ted Bundy. That's a strange name to drop, my friend. Why did you randomly just say Ted Bundy? YT to MP3 is terrible. I actually knew a guy who looked like Ted Bundy, which is kind of a bit alarming when the guy was also somewhat narcissistic. Al-Mualim was an assassin who was corrupted by the apple. Ah. There's 90 mastery points. You fucking mad? Why would you need that many mastery points? I'm summoning the authorities. Thing how?
For Thor, for Freya and the Valkyries and the saggy breeches, come to me, Ragnar. Find me in the frenzy.
Hail, warrior. Are these wetlands your longhouse, your meat hall?
This is a Drenger's ritual chamber. I am Skegghold, pledged to Ragnar Lothbrok in Hugger and body, iron and soul. I seek one willing to take the ritual and engage me in combat to the death.
I understand. For an opponent, you could do worse than me.
Join me then in Drenga Seda. Ragnar
The
told me
mastery
to
points
be
go
at
beyond
his
90
side
now.
for
Fucking
9
hell.
moons, and I never stopped. I will only fight one who enters my frenzy. For if we are not in the same state, I will have an unfair advantage.
What is the potion then? Mead and rotten bread?
A sacred ale of high volatile spirits and Thor's fungus, the Amanita muscaria. Ragnar and I would quaff this great elixir before each new raid. I
Quaff it.
saw him transcend the laws
Quaff,
of battle.
quaff the bevs,
Drink
now.
of the brew that bubbles here in my pot. Then we will enter the frenzy together, and only one of us will leave. For Odin, for Thor, for Freya, and the Valkyries, and the saggy breeches, come to me, Ragnar. Find me in the frenzy.
Oh, here we go. Scran time.
May you walk the Bifrost with heavy steps, Stringer.
I am glad you have returned. A true Draenor.
Shut the fuck up. Burn bits. It's hammering time. That's what I call bigness. I don't know. Is that a word?
You fought well, and our journey was fair. Now yours continues.
Now I transcend. Farewell. It is my turn to see the god of poetry.
Confirm kill. Let's do this. Just confirming a ye old kill. Don't mind me. Right, nice. Lovely bit of gaming that. Now I have. There we go. And then the Wolf Mastery will be next, and then we can just keep investing in those. I'd love to have at least one of each. What are the perks of these mastery skills? Actually, I've never seen them before because I haven't got this high. Slightly increased melee damage, melee resistance, health. Okay, so ideally get as much of that shit as possible. You know, that's the plan. Because then we get cool stuff. Love your content, dude. Greetings from Holland. Greetings right back at you, Nick. Assassin's Creed is definitely more about locations now than actual AC story. Yeah, for sure. You won't see 2 games set in the same place anymore. Well, that's just absurd. Ubisoft would never do that because apparently they've got to appeal to a mainstream now. Because let's be honest, if this franchise ever had a niche, and there was a time when it did, it got alienated. I'm being chased by bears. Greetings from Georgia. That's epic. I didn't mind Eivor as much, but we can actually have an assassin protagonist for AC 2021. If there is one this year, I don't know. Maybe they'll do 22 instead, and then that'll be, you know, at least there'll be a break from it while we have the DLC and there's nothing else to necessarily worry about right away. I wouldn't be adverse to that. I should go around this really. The penis outpost is what this is called. No, it's the Manus outpost, not the penis outpost. I prefer referring to it as the penis outpost, to be honest. This was always my parkour game, not a stealth game, not an assassin game, not an RPG. Yeah, well, that's all well and good, but there's no parkour really in this. Like, you can climb about and you can jump off stuff in a very limited capacity, but it's not really parkour in the sense that you have much autonomy or agency over it, and it doesn't really feel satisfying. It's just a means to an end rather than an actual mechanic unto itself, if that makes sense. And so as a result of that, you don't even have that really. I love killing the men. Die. Also, funny thing, in this entire stream I don't think we've put the hood up once. Let's sort that out. Makes no difference, it just makes me feel better about not having the hood up for an hour and a half of playing an Assassin's Creed game. Hey, Origins or Valhalla, please answer the question. Valhalla probably. These are stones, the bit of stones.
The Kingdom of Bernicia and Elrond have granted me the right to worship here by Edict of Yopa of Bernicia. The Kingdom of Bernicia and Elrond have granted me the right to worship here by Edict of Yopa of Bernicia. The Nephilim were the only race with the strength to have moved such pillars. The power of the Lord behind them. But what were they guarding against? Did you command them, Lord? Was it for the sin of people of other times? Was it to keep the demons out?
Oh, here we go. I'll work this, I'll probably... Something about pillars. Oh no, that didn't really do it. I am the pillars. The Nephilim pillars. The 4 Nephilims. It's here. You can feel it being here. Oh, you have to crouch. Cheers, gamer. I still don't feel like this is right somehow. Oh, I need to be really close to I feel like that's it, you know? Ah, I see. Oh, come on. That took the piss.
There's a force here. Visible.
There we go, I got a mastery point, which I can invest in, well, you know, I guess this. No, I've got one of each at least, and that's cool. We've got everything else there, and power rating 400. We've got 3 mastery points now that have all been invested. I guess we could go and invest some bits, and that's cool. Like, well, we need to get more, really. We need more. Nah. Literally the bit of stones. The bit of taking the piss out of stones. The cock and bollock. H1 remake would be fantastic. I hope Ubisoft would do it, but I don't see it happening. I don't know. Maybe if Ubisoft... Maybe one day Ubisoft will. But it depends on what they remake the game into. That worries me a little bit as well. Ubisoft isn't more bothered about making money than making good games these days. Listen, as a big company, you've got to at least be bothered about making money. As a developer, you've got to at least be bothered about making money in some capacity. Because otherwise, what's the point? You know, there's no. If it's not sustainable, there's no point in doing it. Financially speaking. What Ubisoft I think needs to realise when it comes to the overall company is sometimes a good game will, like a really, really, really good game, if you made one really, really, really good game, it would probably make back what 5 mediocre, generic conveyor belt games would make from a company this big. And that's something to bear in mind. Drop kicking wolves is my game. Let's do that. Let's get to 250 likes. That'd be fantastic. Hang on, while we're here, let's yeah. Do. I am the big sock man, and I run around with big socks in my hands. Big sock in my hand. Big sock in my chops. I run around with big socks on. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. What's up? Is that BPR Gaming himself? Is that the BPR Gaming? The man responsible for all-time classics like the Adeb Herajetnom. And what is this? I am fucking confused. I think I've broken it. I don't know what that is. Is that below me? The one and only, baby. It's my guy. Yeah, how you doing, Billy? It's been a while, mate. Well, it's not been too long. We speak on Twitter quite well, semi-regularly. But, you know. Oh, there it is. You're pissing me about, you. I want to make that my ringtone. I'm so glad I have that influence. I can just say something random and then you go, oh, make that my ringtone. My guy's dead. I'm out of arrows. But of course I am. Why would I not be out of arrows? I keep wasting those things for some reason. So they just don't want to behave. Alright. Really? I have Mjolnir as well. Because of fucking course I do. I have Excalibur in one hand and Mjolnir in the other. Why? Gaming. If we look at the EA track record in the last years, they're actually better than Ubisoft, I believe. That might be so, but that's a bit like saying that breast cancer is better than brain cancer. How many hours did it take to finish the story? I have 70 hours and just about half the story finished. Well, it took me about 70 hours to do the full shebang, but that's because sometimes I see unnecessary shit and go, fuck this bollocks, and then I get on with it. His favourite game of all time? I don't know. Maybe Red Dead Redemption 2, maybe The Witcher 3. Solid toss-up between those, really. Oblivion's a good shout as well. I love Oblivion, obviously. Like, I have a lot of love for Oblivion.
I am proud the Lord speaks so
We're getting a new
clearly to
ad
my
game this
soul
year.
here in
New
Reconsent.
Assassin's Creed game, I believe.
He talks of his instruments
I don't know.
and asks
Maybe.
that I be one. It appears the Nephilim
I'd
had
honestly
battled
hope not.
here
I'd
long
rather
ago.
have
Against
a
the
wait
great
so that I
tempest,
know that
some
the game's
few
at least
protected us.
had the time it
We must honor
might
these
need.
ancient paths. I have explained what he left for us here, to the Wrecked Dwellers nearby. Blessed be all those who tread in this holy light.
Okay, this isn't quite doing it. Yeah, that's right. How can that be right? That's not right. I need to see this pattern again.
I am proud the Lord speaks so cleanly through my soul here in Reconsent. He talks of his instruments and asks that I be one. It appears the Nephilim were at battle here long ago. Against a great tempest, some few protected us. We must honor these ancient paths. I have explained what he left for us here, to the Wrecked Dwellers nearby. Blessed be all those who tread in this holy light.
That's got to have a purpose, right? Maybe this is the place. Some mud caves around these ends. Oh, there we go. That's got to be it, right? That's part of it. I'm confused as... What's that? What's your ideal AC game? I couldn't list that right now of all times. I don't know, off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. Maybe it'll make for a good video at some point. But, I don't know. It's a video that I'd have to make, you know. It's an actual thing. It's actually a topic I'd have to entertain. I'm not sure if I want to. You know what I mean? This puzzle is confusing me a little. Let's smash 250 likes. I'm gonna Google this one. This is a pain in the ass. We are at the Orthberg Hall. Hello. No, I'm gonna find the clip of someone doing it because I can't be asked doing it myself. Because that's just so much fucking pain for something that isn't even, you know, that fun. It's just something you can do. There is something. There is something that I'm missing. There's got to be another cave. As if it was that simple this entire time. Thanks, Google. Anyway, back to it.
Strange energy here.
A mastery point which I can invest in something. Sicketh. The mastery points are a different shape to the skill points. That's cool. Yeah, I'll put it in that. There we go. I'm making progress. Let's do a save here, because why not? Let's find a save that I know is not going to be... Well, you know. How many hours have we gone in? 89. Half an hour more and we'll have done 90 hours in total on this save. That'll be a good spot to be at, I think. Does this guy not read chat? You tell me. These puzzles are tough. It's not even that they're tough, it's just that they're so mind-numbing. It just is there. And I like the puzzle a little bit at times, but when you've done so many of them, they become a bit of a blur, because they don't really change up. They're just, ooh, here to there, maybe smash something, or... Yeah. I have been up since stupid o'clock as well, so if I am yawning a lot and making you yawn a lot, I apologise for that as well. Do you ever know Shay makes his own luck, Master Fizhy? I hear that he buys it from Wish. Alright, the stacking stones. Oh, the cairns. Yeah, fuck the cairns. Shite to the cairns. I think I'd rather die. That being said, I think we'll do the cairn over here, because I want to die. This is Kinder Downfall, right? Do you think Denmark and East France is a good idea for a location for... Oh. Well, what? I don't know. Well, there's a France DLC coming, isn't there? Where we go to France. And that's something. I mean, I know you love AC Odyssey so much. Oh yeah, no, I am. I am hard for that game. Like, I have a massive erection for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Every time somebody mentions it, I certainly don't think about all the ways I can lob them out the window. No. What's better music, Valhalla or Origins? Valhalla is the full fucking dream team. Valhalla has a great soundtrack.
The sound of stones falling upon stones is nice. They click and clack so well.
I prefer them as skipping stones. They'll whish and sploosh. Watch.
Sigurd, stop that.
You see that? How far it went? A giant's arm I have. The strength of the gods.
That was mine.
You know better than to take what is not yours, Sigurd.
Fuck me.
Must I tell your father how
The entire
badly
thing
you
fell
behaved
down.
Today?
Say what you like. He would not believe you.
He would. And then he would pitch you into the sea and invite me to drink in his hall. Be warned.
I don't understand why these cairns have to be a certain height. That turns what is supposed to be quite a relaxing mechanic a little bit frustrating. Because the entire thing falls down. It's not very forgiving, is it? It's just, no, the entire thing is gone, try again. It's the only time where Assassin's Creed decides that gravity works. Leap of faith, yeah, that's realistic, but yeah, we can't give people a little bit of freedom and so that they can make the cock cairns and stuff like that. No. There's a nice scenery in the background there. I like it. Well, that in the background, it's really nice and atmospheric, isn't it? Yeah, that is hopeless. So I mean, you can just tell when something is utterly hopeless. I'm doing something wrong here. How did that fall off there? Right, we'll figure this out. Let's do this. Yep, no, that's already far too slanted. You know lockdown's going to be long if this is how I'm choosing to spend my time. Almost, but not quite. I might just hit fuck it and go and die. I don't know. Maybe I'll I don't know where I'm going with this joke. I'm going to end it all. Right. That didn't even look like it was off balance. That rock just did a flip for the sake of it. There's a little chance I could do this now. It's going to have to be a bit more of a flatten than that. It's going to have to be this. Well, that's it. I'm committing genocide. I mean, okay. I need to do something that works. My patience only take me so far. I'm not a very patient guy. Stay, 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 stay. I'll do this until it works. If the tower isn't falling, I can't be doing it too badly. Alright, okay, the piss has officially been taken. I will manage. I will achieve it. I will become at peace with myself, and then I will destroy the universe. This is the one. I feel like it is anyway. It's got to be the one. And this is why I deleted Tinder. Now. You know what? I think the wind is causing the game to be a bit naughty with me. We'll get there. This is a learning process for us. Now. This will be the first video on the Fizhy bloopers channel. What's that shadow? Why is there like a This has got to be it. We've got to have done it now. And find where most of the rock sort of, the weight of the rock sits, and then put it in the opposite direction. Which I can't do there because it has to tilt towards that, and that's just not gonna. I did it. We managed. It's ugly, but it's ours. Is this Vinland? No, this is Yorkshire. It's not even. No, it's not. Kinder Downfall. That's Derbyshire. But in this, it's Nottinghamshire. But no, it is. Right, let's invest it in that one. Yo, holy shit. Gaming. Way to go. That's me. I did bits. Everyone pray to your new overlord, me. Amazing. That should not have worked. I'm triggered. In my defense, I haven't worked for a very long time in the sense that I am a broken man. The great Archibald goes forth. Finally, dearest Sibley, my friends and I have found out where the great Pict legend resides. We just need to follow the trail of trophies atop the Kinder Downfall. There really was someone killing bears in the forest, leaving a grand bloody trail. He is not a myth. Only he could have done this. Once we hunt him down, the great Archibald will be famous throughout Hemthorpe and be rid of the life of poverty.
His head dropped to his feet. We ran.
Should we at least fetch his body?
Huh. You can. I won't go back up that cursed mountain for all the silver in this land.
I presume it's nothing to do with them and I just have to climb up. I feel like this is the way. You know what comedy is? Jokes teachers make. They should be comedians. They should. Capable comedians, teachers. Honestly, nothing made me sadder than a teacher's puns. Back in day. Who's that?
Speak your name, warrior.
Kevin.
Have it your way.
Your life's purpose was to die for me.
So, he speaks.
You know what? Aiming for the weak spots in this is so difficult. It just doesn't feel like you get anywhere, and by the time I do it, he's gonna be dead.
Well, but here your legend ends, bound to no name.
Bam. Doesn't feel like slowing down really does much for me there. It's fine though. We defeated him. Wouldn't try to fuck about with his weak spots so much. I'd have done him dirty. Let's go to that and let's give the titanium to the gods. Ava looks like one of those psyched out hippies that consume psychedelics and like water and drug people in festivals. Okay, yeah, you're right. Probably. The Sleeping Jotun. Still more entertaining than WandaVision. Are you not a fan of WandaVision? I tried to watch it. I watched episode 1 and it didn't really come across as something that I would enjoy. Like, I don't like sitcoms at all, but I know that it's not quite that. It's not a sitcom really. It's just a sitcom style of that lead into something else. A mystery, an overarching mystery, but it starts off as that. But I don't know if I can look past it because I don't know. Do you have to complete Asgard to continue the main story, Fizhy? I don't think so, but it's probably worth doing. Fuck, I am tired. I won't be going for much longer because I'll need to rest up if I'm not careful. But I've had a good time, for sure. I reckon another 20 minutes and yeah, no, that's life. Have some titanium. Episode 1 was low-key bad, but episode 2 is fucking banger. Okay, well. Did you finish The Mandalorian? Yes, I did. I sorted that one out. Mamtor Stone. I agree with that. Cool, mastery point. Different shape to the skill points. It's cool, don't you think? Those 3 episodes are good. Is AC Valhalla's map bigger than Skyrim's? Yeah. But of course it would be. Assassin's Creed Valhalla was a Ubisoft game that released in 2020. Skyrim was not a Ubisoft game that was released in 2011. Skyrim's nearly 10 years old. It'll have been 10 years since our last main Elder Scrolls game. And you know what? The more time they put between this one and the Elder Scrolls 6, the better, because it's Bethesda Game Studios, and I'm sure they'll find a way to fuck it up. Fallout 76 style. But probably not as bad, because they're not trying to pretend to make an online game out of a game that clearly isn't designed to even, well, work half the time, let alone be online. I have to go for Shibaya. Have a good day, right? Take it easy, Asus Tablet. I can agree that WandaVision doesn't have a good start. I was fine with Elizabeth Olsen. Okay, cool. Maybe I'll try again. Because I remember getting near the end of episode 1, and I was not enjoying it. Maybe it'll pick up. Maybe it won't. I don't know. It will just make it better. Yeah, but you can't do that with what they failed to realize is they couldn't do that with Fallout 76 because it was online. And so if you modded it, it would be cheating. In fact, modders did try to patch the game and got banned as a result. So I think is fucking hilarious. It's peak Bethesda. You tired there? I am exhausted. Oh, not another one. Another one. No, no. Not again. Well, we're here now, aren't we? This is...
Father, why do men yell at one another when they have drunk too much mead?
Mead is a delicious poison that gives men courage and robs them of kindness. But yelling is not always wrong. Have you never wanted to lose your tongue and scream at someone? Throw hookah fire and word spears at those who anger you?
Maybe.
Why do you ask?
Sigurd told me the story of Loki and his anger at the gods. Why was he angry?
Because he was vain. When the gods heaped petty praise on the serving men of Agid, Loki could not contain himself. His pride was heavier than his heart. He lived for trickery and glory hounding. He was jealous. Loki would rather make enemies of friends than hear a good word about anyone but himself. Never be as Loki was.
I didn't mean to drop it. That really did fuck us over. Oh. If you told me that, you know, this is a world event, like, you know, you have to do loads of these, just stacking fucking stones in Assassin's Creed, I'd be like, oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll not do that. That'll be fine. I think that's more stable than it's not. It is about as stable as I insert really dark joke there. It's a nice shot though. Yeah, I feel that. I feel the atmosphere behind this. But there is no way in which there is no universe in which this is going to work. Got the feeling of accomplishment. The only feeling I'm having right now is intense sadness. Right, let's do it. I think we'll manage somehow. We always do. But you're not ready. Oh, fuck. That's going to be very useful. Tell you what, let's find one that doesn't add much height and create a more stable base. That might be ideal. How do I manage this? I don't know if that's essentially elevated the problem or if it has actually made a difference. I guess we'll find out soon, won't we? Oh, this feels horrible. fuck's sake. There's just no stability here. It's just not very even. Oh, fuck off. Please work. No, no! I was feeling good about that as well. Right, okay. We're gonna manage. If we've done it. I think that one's pretty nice, actually. Lovely. Now, to the skills menu. Now, go in there. Make another cock cairn. I made this cairn, and that rock stays. That's fine. I am the cock cairn master of the cock cairn brigade, and I'm here to show you my cock. No, we don't need the trout thing. That's the most horrible one of the lot. I am well aware that that is the horrible one. You know what? We could go and do it, but I don't want. I don't make no promises of us finishing it. You know, it's fucking disgusting. To be honest, this one. Nice job, Fishy. Again, should not have worked. These made me realise I wasn't gonna 100% the game. Well, yeah. It's one of those things that you look at and go, fucking hell, you know? Like, why is this a thing that you want me to do in the game? I'm literally just stacking up rocks. If I wanted to stack up rocks, I'd play Minecraft. Which bird did you prefer from Senu, Icaros or Sunan? No one beats Senu from Origins. With that white skin as well. Beautiful. Oh, it must have been a bus that passed. Hello. And we'll solve the rest of it. Let's do this. I feel like this is already fucked because it's far too off. better. I guess it is true what they say about straws breaking camels' backs. It's much more secure there. No, that has to be like a peak. This is almost as difficult as the UK driving test. Now, it's obviously a shit foundation and should die, especially of diseases that kill. You know what I mean? That is the most... This is the most miserable looking thing. That thing stays standing, I swear to God, we are in God territory. There is no way in which this is going to work, but... Please. Apparently saying please does not quite give us that, you know. The universe still hates us, basically. You could say please all you want, but, you know, the universe still hates you. No fucking chance. Oh my God. Think of every atrocity possible. That's what I'm about to commit. I want to be stacking over here, ideally. Right, we'll reset because it's fucked it. No, 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 no. Come on. I don't know who at Ubisoft thought, yes, we need tons of these. Just cans. Stack fucking stones. It must be this high, and this is the only time in Assassin's Creed where the graphics are, sorry, where the gravity is going to make scientific sense. Yeah. Now, let's go. Ah! Reset again. I need something quite flat and level. Nothing's ever simple with this. It's just always just total fucking agony. And when you try to make adjustments, it'll either overdo it or underdo it, and it's just not nice. There was no way in which that was going to work. I've just given up caring. What if it wants me to make a cock with it? I won't get the height I need if I make a cock with it. That's always a good sign. No, 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 no. Want a good roll. Don't fuck me over. Stay there. There we go. That's done. Oh, that was pain. That was total pain. That took 15 minutes. No, 10 minutes. That's how long it took. Yeah. I can't believe I wasted 10 minutes of my life doing that. But there we go. I'm never getting those 10 minutes back. Did we go over the 90-hour mark? We did. I like to always double save at some points. Right. Lovely. Lovely. Delicious. Wonderful. In fact, I like to think that we have absolutely done bits today. That is what we call a big, big stone bit. Yeah. Now, that responded to gravity quite harshly, but apparently a leap of faith into a haystack breaks your fall. Yeah, damning. Lovely. But there you go. It's done. You're giving off creepy vibes. What do you mean giving off creepy vibes, man? I'm just tired. I'm confused as to how I'm giving off creepy vibes. And what that means to you. Thank you for your sacrifice. Who'll be the protagonist, preferably some... And so we'll start. I don't know what's going on. Was that the last one? I believe so. I believe I've done them all now. I believe we've actually done them all. Right. There we go. Let's wrap this up now. So, yeah, that concludes this stream, I'm afraid. I mean, I don't have anything else to say. I'm tired, I need to get some sleep in, otherwise I'm going to fucking pass out, and then I'll probably say something really silly in my sleep on stream, because apparently I do that. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends and all that wonderful stuff. That would be fantastic. Huge thanks to our super chatters, James Rostron, Rich Hobo and Almighty, as well as a massive thank you to all the lovely sirs over on the Patreon, which you can check out via the link in the description. If you want to check it out, that's cool. Whether or not you think it's worth it, though, is of course completely up to you, but the link is there and you can join these lovely names and become an epic sir over on the Patreon if you want to. Anyway, I'll be seeing you all very soon with another video or stream at some point, but until next time, take care and goodbye.